The future of smart glasses is already happening. In fact, I've already been wearing them. From things like Meta Ray-Bans to the X-Real ones, here's what I've been noticing and what we should expect next. Over the past 6 months, I've noticed something happening. I'm starting to use glasses more, and I mean smart glasses. Meta's Ray-Bans and other things like X-Real 1 are starting to make me swap out different pairs of glasses and use them all the time for listening to music, taking phone calls, taking photos of things, or even watching movies on them. And I feel like the age of smart glasses is starting to get here. These used to be fringe tech, and now it's starting to feel like this technology is really ready. And you're starting to see more companies that are diving in there. First of all, the Meta Ray-Bans are introducing more features. There are things like Live AI that are experimentally even recording the stuff around you and giving you feedback via AI, which is also a little creepy. There's also the X-Real 1's capability to act as monitors that feel almost as good as what you can get on something like Apple's Vision Pro. But we're also seeing some things that are adding wearables that add gestures. At this year's CES, there were all sorts of companies experimenting with glasses. And sure, there were display ones, there were ones that floated 3D images, and there were ones that could analyze the world with AI. But there were also ones that allowed you to do little taps and hand gestures using connected armbands or wristbands or rings that give you that type of feel that you would get on a VR headset. Basically, the final step to giving you something that would feel like a full interactive system that you'd wear on you all the time. There's one thing that's missing, and that's your phone. So it turns out, phones don't really work that well with a lot of these things right now. And that's okay for VR headsets because they just run individual games and experiences. But AR glasses are supposed to work with your everyday life and the things that you already do, and the things you already do are on your phone. Now that should start to change bit by bit. Now you already have little apps right now that connect with your phone. In fact, Meta does that with the Ray-Bans, and X-Real does that to some degree, but it's very piecemeal and you can feel where it doesn't quite hook in that well. Now Android has a whole new OS, Android XR, that's coming later this year and is promising to be a bridge between phones, VR and AR headsets, and glasses. But we don't really know a lot about how that's going to specifically work, even though I've tried some demos, and I'm curious how much better it could make all of these devices. But then there's Apple. Apple has all of its iPhones and the promise of things working and connecting better with them. I mean, they should work and connect better with them, but Apple's probably going to move at a pace that's good for Apple. And right now, the Vision Pro is not phone connected, although it may be in the future, and Apple doesn't have any glasses, although they do have AirPods and they have watches that are starting to add gestures too. So I feel like things are going to start to happen in that space, but it may be incremental. But until that happens, until our phones really hook into these glasses, I feel like they're not going to be something we're really going to want to use every day. They're going to be fun, they're going to have interesting features, and sometimes they're going to be really fantastic, but they're not going to feel as essential as our phones. And there's one more reason why phones are needed. These glasses don't tend to have their own app stores. VR headsets do. You've got the Quest App Store, you've got PlayStation's got its VR collection of apps and games, Steam VR, but on glasses, they're relying on certain services, and those services are probably running via an app on your phone. The more it connects with the apps on your phone and all the other things, the better. So I'm hoping that happens over the course of the next year, but we're just gonna have to see how much it really does. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and thanks for watching.